G'day and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name's Brendan and I'm the creator of Knitwits Yarns. This video is a little bit of an introduction or a reintroduction into who I am. I've been off YouTube for a little while now and I wanted to get back on it, so I thought what better way than to reintroduce myself. A little bit about my videos. I try and do everything kind of in one take, just off the top of my head, but obviously it doesn't always work that way, so there might be a few edits, but I always try and just make it as smooth as possible without the little jumping here and there. So let's get straight into it. Like I said before, my name's Brendan. I'm 29 years old and I'm a bit of an avid knitter. I'm from Perth, Western Australia, so right on the west coast of Australia, and it gets really hot here. So for me, knitting isn't about the necessity to stay warm and create all these garments to wear, even though I absolutely love wearing them. It's more of a healing kind of journey for me and more of something that I can put my energy into. So that's what I love about knitting, as well as having all these amazing knits that I can wear when it finally gets cooler. So hopefully that's in the next couple of months, and then I'll just be wearing knitwear non-stop. Behind me is my beanie wall. These are just a little snapshot of all my creations. I've probably made a fair few hundred beanies in my time, maybe 300 beanies and near on 50 jumpers. It's getting, or sweaters if you're in the US. So it's getting quite a lot, and it's getting tough to store them. So I'm going to be storing them or creating a new storage system very shortly. Other things about me, about me as a knitter, I'm a pretty simplistic kind of knitter. I like to keep it very traditional and not too in your face. A few things have colours. All these beanies that are colourful behind me are my sports teams beanies. So we've got the Australian football teams here and we got the American basketball teams on this side. But when it comes to my actual jumpers and garments, something like this, I try and stick to neutrals, and this one's a bit more fancy, but I try and stick to neutrals and simple designs because I don't want to put it too much in your face. I want to try and make knitting look attractive to just the kind of average Joe just walking down the street. My designs they're more menswear, but kind of geared to non-gender. So they are oversized and just kind of something that you would see someone walking down the street and you'd think that's something that you would really want to wear. So that's what I'm really trying to go for. I have kind of started my designing at the really basic stages because I wanted to be able to involve everyone in all the patterns. So I started really basic and then started to move through a few of the patterns. I haven't got anything here, or maybe this one. So we've got a bit of color work here. It's still a really simple kind of design and structure of the jumper, but it starts to add a little bit of color work into there. So yeah, my style is, I guess I want it to be a bit casual streetwear. Other things about me, I learnt to knit when I was about 21. So it's 8 years so about 8 years since I started. My journey has been pretty slow because I just like to knit and not really think about it too much or test myself. Whereas a lot of people that you see knitting nowadays, I think they get a lot of influence from social media and they really push themselves and drive themselves to create all these amazing things. Whereas I was a bit more subdued. I can get into stuff like that a little bit further in my episodes on YouTube, if you like. So this purpose of this is to kind of open up the floor for you, ask you what you want to hear from me. I'm going to be doing a bit of a Q&A time, like a playlist for that, a Q&A time, and then I'll start adding some more tutorials to try and help you along the way. And also I want to reintroduce the idea of me showing off my newest designs and then explaining some intricacies about them. Some other stuff about me, I've got 4 siblings. I've got an older brother and I've got 2 younger sisters. I have a dog, forgot how old he is. His name's Buddy, but he's about 15. He's a Jack Russell Fox Terrier, so he's really small. He's going a bit deaf and blind, so he's just kind of stumbles around, but he's still pretty cute. I love sushi. I live live near, I live near the beach, so I like to head down the coast for a sunset every now and then, and of course the best sunsets are on the west coast. But yeah, essentially I just wanted to reintroduce myself. My Instagram is Knitwits Yarns, so if you wanted to see what I am producing, you can always follow me there. That's where I post most of my things, but I want to start making a few more tutorials here and a bit more in-depth kind of question times so I can help you. I've been knitting for 8 years, there's a lot of people that have been knitting a lot longer than me, but I still feel like I can give a little bit of my knowledge back to some people who might be starting. As a male knitter, it was a little bit challenging at the start, and I can get into that in later videos. I think that's a topic I really want to touch on for other male knitters out there. I think some people have messaged me asking me how I've dealt with it, especially back 8 years ago. I think the whole social climate was a bit different, so now it's changed and it's way more inclusive and positive. So I feel like that's a great step, and it makes it a lot easier being, I guess, different in that kind of sense. But yeah, I want to start trying to help you, answering your questions, and hopefully helping you along on your own journey. So yeah, my Instagram is Knitwits Yarns, so you can find my stuff there. If you can subscribe, that would be amazing, and like this as well. Throw some comments, or throw any comments in the comments, anything that you want to hear from me. I want to try and do it sequentially, so I want to start with obviously the intro, and then kind of like work my way up to more in-depth topics. I don't want to just jump straight in there. I want to kind of like work my way up. So that would be great. But yeah, anything you want to know, chuck it in the comments, and hopefully I can make you a video. So yeah, hopefully that gave you a bit of an insight into who I am, and I hope to see you on my journey.